No problem. Um, okay. So he's like, I don't. But the rumor has it, somewhere out there in the DC camp, there is a. How do I describe this? It's a apparatus that can be attached to you that will filter your blood and allow you to not be addicted.
Ooh.
I don't know if it's painful. I don't know what's involved. All I know is, there's rumors abound as what's at the DC. Technology, chems that will allow you to never grow old. Chems that will allow you to regenerate a limb when it's, if it was blown off or chopped off or eaten by something. Most people that go out there, very, very few come back. The area is a kingdom of ghouls.
Okay, well,
they had
that was before. I'm not too scared.
Okay. So,
Why don't they need a dick? I'm on the run. No.
But the ghouls need a dictol? They don't.
Yeah, why would? I know exactly. They don't get addicted.
Maybe that's why it still exists. This thing.
Maybe.
Besides, if they don't need it, then we can probably get it at a bargain basement price.
Or they'll see the smooth skins and say, "Let's squeeze them for all they got."
So he is looking at, he takes it out. He sits it on the table. 150.
Okay, I will do that. But I'm taking it here, and it better work.
He takes it out. Peels the wrapper off. It's still in the original foil lining.
Good sign.
He hands it to Saval. I'm assuming you're his minder.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I look over at Saval and I'm like, check it out,
Look, Saval, check yourself.
Well, I sold you one. He's like, I can't help you with that. It's like, I feel perfectly fine now. Son of a bitch.
Jeez. Oh my goodness.
Okay, it seems legit. There doesn't appear to be any tampering with the cylinder. Press the button at the top. You watch the needle pop out, and you can see that the tiny little bead, rolling down the side, glistening in the afternoon light. And you can jab it in and press the button the rest of the way and see what happens.
Wait, there are specific things for Dictol. There's a specific description for it, if I remember correctly. A Dictol. Oh yeah, it doesn't say anything about how you're supposed to use it. Never mind.
No. Yeah, some of them do, some of them don't. How you have to inject and whatnot. So yes, you're right about that. So yeah. So Saval, it's in your hands. What do you do? Okay. You pop it in, depress it. You feel a cold shudder as the chems, flood your bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
Saval, you watch as his pupils of his eyes dilate, and a moment later just go back to normal. All the red the blood vessel red lines that are there slowly begin to fade away. Feel good?
I feel better. I think that worked. And I look over at Saval.
Are you sitting down currently?
Well, I'm touching myself and making sure everything still works.
Or
For it.
you're supposed to feel nauseous and dizzy. So, want to stand up and see if you can keel over?
Yeah, I'll stand up.
Okay, you have to brace yourself on the table
Okay.
as a bout of vertigo hits you. Um, you see him, focus, if you will, for a moment, Saval. For you, Snake, your eyes, the whole thing, this, imprisoning me, type of feeling comes on. Your eyes, sight goes gray,
Hmm.
and then slowly comes back. Your stamina, your endurance, is the only thing that allowed you to remain standing at that point in time.
Okay.
So,
Oh man, I lean over and fall, and I'm like, "Ooh, I'm gonna have to sleep this one off."
you are feeling the effects of not feeling the effects at this point. It's a little bit worse this time than it was the last one. So just to keep that in mind.
And
Uh, Oh, and just so you mentioned, Sam, ghouls are less likely to get addicted, but Addictol and antibiotics still work on ghouls.
Weird. Just wondering they
Just
were
just takes
immune to
a
addiction.
just takes a lot more to uh,
I'm hoping that in the second edition to this, they make it a bit more like it is in the show or in '76,
Oh.
where you need a stay stream of chems to keep yourself from going feral.
Yep.
But you don't actually ever get addicted.
And in game terms, it actually says right here: any ghoul attempting to use,
You need to double it.
they have to double the dosage. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're Sam. Make me another 2 speech charisma rolls. And you can, and if your points, and if you wish to use luck, you just have to spend a point, and you can, if your luck is higher than that.
The luck is not higher than charisma.
Okay.
I will spend an AP. Get an additional die though,
Okay.
because this is getting ridiculous. There we go.
There you go. Okay. So you're asking about the vaults, or the rumor of a vault. Oh no, you're sorry.
The vault or the tower or just...
Which one you got? One success. What do you want to spend that success on?
Oh boy. I think the question I was asking was if anybody knew what was going on in the tower.
Okay, so the tower is part of the old electrical plant, the old power plant on the outskirts of town. It is a they say you feel from what they're saying, and you can your science kicks in for this. It may be a nuclear power plant. You're not 100% sure. The cooling tower is too small. From what you remember seeing in pictures of what a power plant, the cooling tower of a power plant should look like. But from the understanding that you're getting is that there is a power plant there. It is controlled by the Baron, and he uses it as a staging point to occasionally send his own endeavors into the swamp itself.
Okay, so he controls and maintains the local power plant as well.
Yep. Hey, folks, can we grab 10 minutes? I just have to let the dog out. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'll be right back. Or just a couple minutes.
Okay.
He's at the door. Be right back.
Yes. Yes. Oh
Do what?
man, I haven't heard that in a while.
And then he waddles away. Waddle, waddle.
Around.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
How's the puppy?
He's good. Yeah, she was just, yep. Usually goes to the back door and doesn't do anything when she goes out, but when she was there nudging me and then going to the other side of the desk and nudging me from that side, it's like, I better stop what I'm doing right now.
Smart dog.
Yep. Okay. So, yeah, you learn that it's a power plant of some sort, controlled by the Baron, and the rumors range from it's like it's where he sends his own expeditions out into the vault looking for something, some lost treasure, to it's like anybody who disagrees with the Baron ends up there disappeared, if you will, and so it's yeah, a lot of
Interesting.
a lot of interesting things that they're saying about talking about and so forth. Miss Gray, you and Sally Sue both make me perception
Perception what?
speech. So you're playing, playing your
Checkers.
game of checkers. Yep, and sipping on your fizzy drinks and your little umbrella inside.
Yay.
It's actually a full size umbrella, it's just a
Of
little
course.
one. And excuse me, and you see Delphi walk by, Miss Gray. Going someplace in a hurry. She's not really, oblivious to everything else around her, or concentrating on what's important at that point in time. Ellie, so only because you've recognized the woman. Also, you're not only because of the way Miss Gray described her, of who she is, but you don't know what significance that she has at that point in time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I see her walk by. I'm gonna sort of go, Sally Sue. Sally Sue, would you be willing to go up and talk to her? Like, introduce yourself, try and be her friend?
Do I have to?
Pretty please.
Who is this again?
She's that
Well, that's Miss
sus
Gray talking to
lady.
you.
Yeah. She's
You
that sus lady that I followed the other day.
You really talk to strangers?
Oh, Delphi.
Oh, Delphi. I guess.
Sure, Mom. I'll go ahead and talk to the new kid. Hi, new kid. Crack her in the jaw. Walk away.
Basically.
Okay.
Alex has got the
Good.
highest charisma.
I get up and I go over. Is she still walking?
She's still walking, yeah.
I go over and I follow behind her a little bit and say, "Excuse me, excuse me."
You're walking, and she gets to a point where she stops and she, looks around and she's like, looks at you.
I wave.
I know you.
Uh-oh. I'm Sally Sue.
And you just watch her eyes go wide for a moment. She's like, "What can I do for you?"
I just wanted to introduce myself and ask about your nice establishment here.
A little taken aback and hesitant. And if you, well, Baron and his people run a ship. They maintain strict control. But if someone such as yourself were to I have an appointment I need to keep. Purses her lips when she says that. And
Oh, can I come talk to you later? Where can I find you?
well, she points over her shoulder at the establishment right behind you, the Rusty Spoon, and it hangs a giant rusty spoon. I'll meet you here for day. And she points to one of the giant clocks hanging from the day at 6.
Okay.
And we can discuss things. See if we might find this mutually agreeable.
I like
She
the
has-
sound of that.
She has a smile on her face at that point. Make me each charisma roll yourself. So, Gray, you're this, but you're able to witness most of the exchange going on. She points at the place over her shoulder. So you're talking to her, and when she says that, and, the smile hits her face. It never reaches her eyes. So got that, Alistair type of look going on. And like, I'll see you for dinner. Turns and walks away. A little bit of a spring in her.
And I go back to Gray and I tell her, I said, she's busy, but we're going to meet up at 6 o'clock.
Wow. Okay. That went better than I could have ever imagined.
What kind of things do you want to know?
I wasn't expecting her to meet up with you, so I'm gonna have to think about it.
Well, please do, because I need help.
Well,
I will not let you go alone. We'll make sure this is a productive meeting.
Now, Gray, that conversation could have gone two ways. You could have just said yes and stopped. She said, "I need help." Yes. So
I mean, she's not. It's not like Sally Sue is myself or Snake. So where you need to actually know what we did to know if we need to clean it up ourselves.
That was epic.
no. Okay. So you can go back and continue to play checkers. Snake, you're able to take the bulk of the effects off of the the side effects of the being coming down, and also the side effects of the addiction. I'll get you back to your room, get you tucked in the bed, read you a story.
One of the grog magazines.
Yep, yep. No, he's
And you
Reading
gotta
that
do
to
the
you.
voices for
And
characters.
and I even say I didn't know you could read yours.
Oh.
Aww.
And after Saval has tucked you in and left for the night, the
Gives you a
door,
little glass
the
of
door,
milk.
the door cracks open once more, and in walks a small, sinister figure. It closes the door. More on that later.
Spooky.
What kind of fantasy are you playing?
Well, the small sinister figure was C2. He's got a knife, and
What game are you
and you're about to
playing?
get shaved.
Oh, okay.
Just you don't know where. And as weak as a kitten that you are, you can bear. All you can feel is the tiny little poogies, probing your. I'm sorry for again, only for my OnlyFans page. You are so Sam. You're able to switch the map back over to Germantown, and that, and we'll mark that.
What got marked?
Circle, but there. So the red,
Okay.
the red area on the map is the approximate area where the power plant is.
Got it. So around the edge of the swamp.
Close to the railroad, which is a key factor for some of the things that you're looking.
Right.
So looking at that, make me another charisma.
Charisma speech.
Yeah, please.
Oh boy. I'm going to roll one additional die.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to assume that flub it up and nearly get thrown out of an establishment.
No, but you end up revealing.
A bit too much.
Yeah, a little bit too much. You end up revealing a little bit more than what you realize. You catch yourself, but the cat's already out of the bag, whatever a cat may be, or why was it in the bag. You're not really sure.
Cats are canon.
Okay, I didn't think they were. Okay,
They are. They make appearances in 4 and 96.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one location in 76 where a crazy cat person was living, and it's just pictures of cats everywhere, and cats and cats and more cats, and then you find out that the person fell into a hole and died.
Sounds like my life.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
So you're told by somebody to ask for Tony down by the docks.
Me down by the docks? Is there a river around here?
Yo, Tony.
Or is there like a dock
Down by
to
the swamp. Dock to the swamp.
Okay.
That's all you're able to learn
I
from
guess
there.
Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to be looking into and seeing if there's any work or odd jobs going on around.
Oh yeah, I would do an odd job too with
Beside joining up, most of the stuff that you're finding involves you leaving the fortress. Sort of signing up with the mercenaries or as a caravan guard, which there's nothing that would have you in and back within a short amount of time. Most of these are going down to there's a few that are getting ready to go to Oakhallville or some that's going to.
We're not going back to Oakhallville anytime soon.
So that type of thing. So, but beyond that, there is two that you come across. Let's see. I'm just trying. I'll put it there. There's no real spot that it likes to snap. Both of those involve going out into Germantown. One is to go out somewhere into Germantown. You're looking for a pre-war establishment. Not Joe's. Actually, it would be Joe's. You're looking for a place called Slocum Joe's.
I'm totally down for this.
And it was an old eatery. Drinks, not like alcoholic drinks, but fancy drinks and so forth they had. And person is asking for retrieve supposed to be posters on the wall there.
Retrieve what kind of posters?
The Slocum Joe posters that are there.
Okay.
This is at an area that is Linda and yep, right up. Slocum Joe's. And then let's and then the next is the next one is retrieval. There's a person wants to meet with whoever wants to do this. See, it's been hanging there for a while. It's all faded and everything like that. All it is to go to a place within the fortress itself, called Hammer High, and it asks this to a guy by the name of Gary. That's the only two that you really find that allow you to that don't require you to sign your life over or go for a long trip.
Okay, so
What do you want to do, Sam? I'll go with you.
Are you near me?
I thought we were all together.
Yeah, this is the next day, so you guys are into you're into day number 5, so it's at least 2 more days, possibly 2.5, before Miss Gray will get the rig back for her pistol, and then you're waiting for your big bear guy Snake to play with your hair some more and get your armor.
Yeah, and I need 20 caps to finish paying him, so otherwise he's gonna play with me more.
Yep. Hey, speaking of playing with you, hey. Snake, make a roll for limpness.
Me?
Yeah. Just residual side effects for
Yes. What's the roll?
Let's get endurance.
I do like strength. Strength throwing.
Rolling.
Okay.
What?
Let's see. Hold on.
Wait, what about strength and big guns?
I missed something.
No. No.
How
No.
about agility?
No. How about endurance? Endurance repair?
Make an endurance medicine roll.
Okay.
Man. All right.
Well, that should be good. I assume you have decent endurance.
Not really.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
No. You work at it and it's just.
In bed.
What did C2 do to you?
I'm gonna have to talk with Saval later.
Different
There's
medical
this
condition.
problem with my trouser snake. Can you come take a look?
Trouser snake.
Trouser snake.
So, getting back to Snake's question to you, Sam. What are you looking for? Are you looking to go see Gary or looking to go to Slocum Joe's?
I mean, at the very least, we could probably talk with Gary before we leave here, in case we have time to do both whatever he wants and the Slocum Joe mission.
So, we'll have Sally Sue make these rolls. Sally, make me 2 charisma rolls.
2 speech charisma.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So, you start asking around. Somehow, so you can negotiate with the other two as to what your payment is for getting grouped into their shenanigans. But you agree to help them out to find Gary. Ask about him, and following.
Wait, I told the entire group and nobody else wanted to take any odd jobs while we wait? Wow.
I'm not hurting for caps.
Yeah, we've got a meeting with Delphi. We're
Oh.
doing actual.
I am. And it occurs to me, if I had a crit fail on a roll for limpness, does that mean I'm hard as hell?
And you've been
No.
hard
No.
for the last 8 hours, you should probably talk to your doctor about that.
If you managed to, if you had gotten critical success, then yes, you would have been standing at attention, ready for lunch. So,
I protest on this roll, but okay, fine. Fine.
I feel that it could have been worse. So you're coming with us as well?
For his limpness.
yeah, for his limbness, that's just weird. And
Oh,
Mhm.
I appreciate it, Saval. Thank you.
That was to make sure the steel plate in my head didn't make me do anything weird.
Too late.
I don't think it's the plate.
Too late. So you eventually find yourself at a ramshackle hole in the wall, door, little house area, all the way buried in the far corner of the actual complex itself. You can hear somebody muttering inside. Standing outside right now.
I guess we go in? Is it open?
No, door is closed.
I mean, does the place look like it's open?
It's a guy's house, so yeah, I mean, there's somebody there. You're assuming it's Gary inside.
Wait, I thought this place was some sort of establishment.
Gary's? You were looking for Gary.
No, Hammer High. I thought
Yeah,
there was
you went
somebody
to
there.
you went to Hammer High. They told you to go. They
Okay.
told you to go. I'm sorry. My apologies. I did a bad job of explaining. So you went to Hammer High.
Okay.
You managed to convince Sally Sue that you'll get her drunk. Obviously you're going to be out of caps before that happens.
Yeah, that's impossible.
You Sally Sue talked to somebody there, asking about Gary. They kind of looked at you funny, and they told you to go to a different location. You went to that location, talked to the people there. They sent you to a third location. That third location sent you to the outskirts of the fortress, close to the wall, where you go and find Gary.
Yeah. And as for Sally Sue's payment, while we were at Hammer High, I picked up some of their strongest hooch.
Okay.
And give that over to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, since I did offer to her drink, I guess.
It's never just the ink.
It's a big jug of their house hooch. You're going to be drinking it for at least a little,
at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you actually run out of it by the time you get to this place. It is capable of probably stripping paint and freeing up rust off of an engine. But hey, it tastes good going down. It is
Clear out my
actually-
stomach.
It is very smooth.
Delicious.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna knock.
yeah. See the door open up a crack. You see an eyeball staring at you. Like, can I help you?
You, the Gary, and this flyer. I hold up the tattered old flyer, and I say, says something about you wanting to discuss a job.
Oh. Closes the door and you hear chains and boards rattling. He opens the thing. Please come in. Come in. Oh, I can't. I can't believe that. I can't believe that there's still one of those out there. But yeah, please come in. Come in. Stepping inside, it's an eclectic mix of wasteland junk and fresh. He goes over and he looks around and he sweeps a pile of stuff off of what you realize is a chair. When you realize that, please sit. It's just a chair.
And there are three of us.
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'll sit.
Cozy.
I start to sit on Sam's lap.
No, I push him off.
Roll for limpness.
I have to roll for witness.
Yeah, you feel a little bit of sensation coming back down there, Snake.
Oh, that's a big sigh of relief.
So he kind of looks at the three of you and he's like, "I'm sorry, Saval and Miss Gray. Did you go too, or just Miss Gray? Are you hanging back?"
Yeah,
Saval's
well,
with keeping. Yeah, Miss Gray. It's only you.
yeah. I gotta. When's my meeting with Delphi?
In about 4 hours.
Okay. How far away are we?
Let's see. Let's go down for a minute. We'll see. You guys are right here in this. You have to get to. So it take you probably about an hour to get back,
Okay.
and that's navigating through the fortress and the levels and going around, blockages and stuff.
Yeah, I guess I went. Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
I'm not sitting on Sam's lap.
Well, okay.
I mean, do you want the chair?
Are you sitting on one?
No, limp dick. I'm not.
Oh.
I mean, do you want the chair? You are technically the group.
No, I'll
And
stand.
if you're here,
You and all your trouser snakes can sit. I'm standing.
Stack up one behind the other. Anyway, so he looks and he's like, and he pulls out a. So he's like, I've lived here all my life, and he's middle aged, hair's like thinning and balding and falling out in spots. You realize he probably had rat sickness. Not too long ago. But I'm looking for. He goes over here. I'll show you. And he goes over to a cabinet, a china cabinet. Pulls back the drapes that are covering it. Inside, you can see that there are snow globes. That maybe 2 dozen scattered all about different shells. Only one of them is broken. All of them would seem to be intact. Different scenes play out in there, and he goes in and he takes out the broken one. It was a vintage Gentek snow globe. 20. I was taking him out of his cleaning. Turned and I tried. Starting to get a little emotional. And yeah. This, if you can find me another one of these intact, it has to be. I have to be. He takes another one out and he shakes me. You can see the little glitter and everything dancing around him. Some woman in like a skirt, gyrating back and forth as he's doing it. And he takes and he steps back inside and he closes it up. Puts the curtains down and he ties this little rope off in front of it. Very reverent as he's doing it. Like if you can find me at least one of those, I'll tell you where you can find a box of fusion cores.
You want a ball of water for fusion cores?
Yeah.
A very specific globe filled with water.
Yeah. If you find other ones, I'll do those too. I can trade you caps, and I do various odd jobs around here, so I can get information where to find stuff that may or may not have made it into the right hands or fallen off the back of the cart, stuff like that.
Okay. Do you have any idea where they might be?
You can check any of the Gentek buildings. Any facility that there's no specific spot that may have them. I can't point to the map and go, look here. These were stuff that I've collected from various merchants that passed through back when I traveled with the merchants, towns that I was in. I know Glen Meadows had a Gentek office.
We're going to have to go into the Forbidden Forest, aren't we?
Why would we find a ball of water in the Forbidden Forest?
Because the Forbidden Forest is growing up around the Gentek facility.
Kind of just listening to you guys are talking about this, and it's like, that's interesting. But the forest grows everywhere. What makes this forest different than the others?
Weird shit comes out of it. Like, weirder than normal shit.
Okay. Oh,
Like,
okay.
weird shit that wants to eat your face.
Oh. Well, that's not very better to you than me. So he's like, and so I can if you find these, I'll take them. I can trade can't trade. I may not be able to trade them, but if you find any of them, bring them back to me, and I'll gladly take them. This one here, there are at least when I saw it last, there are 3 fusion cores inside the case. The case holds 4, so it was gone. 3 intact, brand new fusion cores. And he looks around and he kind of, he's like, and don't get any funny business trying to beat it out of me. I won't. I'm guarantee you'll end up killing me, and with a swift glance.
And when he mentions that, I just look at Snake
He's
because
like,
I know it's probably going through his head.
what?
You know what?
I look at Sval.
Mm-hmm.
You need a moment alone. I mean, I can step out. I mean, it is my place, but hey.
We'll sure to keep an eye out on our travels.
I appreciate it. I about to sit down to have some all rat stew if you'd like to have some.
No.
Caught it fresh today.
Wait, what?
All rat.
I look
What's
over
for
at Sam and I go, where's C2 at?
It's what's for dinner.
You lost your son again? You are the worst father in the history of fathers. And our own father abandoned us.
I don't eat people. I'm not one of those crazies. So sorry about your son.
We need to go find C2.
Yes, and Lucy and I have our meeting.
Well, closes the door. He waves to you all. Thanks for coming. I appreciate that. Hope you find something.
Yeah, whatever. Let's go find C2.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on. We'll visit the pre-war Slugman Joes at some point in the future. But yeah, no. Let's go find C2.
Okay. So you head back. Gray, you have probably about maybe about an hour or so. You can get there early and obviously stake the place out. For those of you on the quest for C2, where do you start?
I guess we'll start at the Brahmin stables since that's where we last saw him.
Okay.
And then we'll go to the bar or the brothel, whichever one's there.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd bet on the brothel, knowing C2.
Little pimp, little chain, got a little monocle going on, Got a little swag.
He's also got most of Snake's caps.
Yep. Got his got his his little gold tooth and his little diamond in his grill.
Yep. The gem from the butt plug.
Yeah. So, okay. So the three of you head to the stables where the Brahmins are. Milk Dud and Good and Plenty are being taken care of. The 60 caps that you all paid also, pays for quartering, taking care of them. So they're all. They have not seen the mole rat today. He has been here for the last couple of days. A little surly for but they're treating C2 as a person based upon the way you guys talk to them and and the way he the mannerism that he had, and they describe it. It's like, yeah, he's been a little bit surly for the last couple of days, but I haven't seen him at all today.
When they say Snake C2 has been a little surly, I just glare at Snake and say, "You still haven't apologized to him?
For what?
You shook him out in front of the gates. You wouldn't be a little upset if somebody did that to you?
I haven't really thought about it.
Oh, good grief! You have no empathy."
Yeah, I look at Sval and I'm like, what's up with him?
You lost your son again.
I didn't lose him.
You are the worst father ever.
He was here the last time I saw him. He's his own person.
Listen, Karen's her own person, but that doesn't mean I would leave her completely unattended to.
Okay, well, let's go and find him.
Okay. So Each one of you make me a perception survival roll in the hunt for C.
Even me?
No, just the two of them, or the three of them. I'm sorry. The boys are out for looking for are on the prowl for C2.
Yeah, no.
Nah. You're just muttering to yourself about irresponsibility and so forth.
Terrible fathers.
Miss Gray, you and Sally Sue step in, and it's a typical wasteland, bar tavern. Somebody's butchering some animal on stage while they try to play the stringed instrument, and
Sounds like normal entertainment for the wasteland.
yeah. Most people aren't paying attention. People don't even bother to look up or look at in your step in. Man standing behind the bar, missing 2 fingers on his hand, and also has an eye patch over his one eye. He looks at you like, "What can I get you, ladies?"
I'm looking for. How'd you say her name?
Delphi.
Delphi. I'm looking for Delphi. Have you seen her?
You can see, his one eye goes wide for a minute, and he kind of stops cleaning the glass. And it's like, "She's coming here."
Yeah, I'm supposed to meet her here. 6 o'clock.
You like, why don't you take a seat over there? And he points to a seat at a table in the corner.
Okie.
That'll give you a clear view of the door. I'll bring over 2 complimentary drinks.
Ooh, thank you.
Okay, and you have a seat? Yeah, I'll be back in a minute. And he goes back in. You can just hear him yelling something to the people in the kitchen there behind the door. Can't really make out what it is. You sit down. He comes by and he puts down two drinks, and these are in glass, green glass. They're not too bad. I mean, it's.
Is it uranium glass?
No, it's not. No, it's
Oh.
not radioactive. No, even I draw a line somewhere. And they say, "Yeah, hey, let's kill the people by giving them stuff to Hey, would you like?
Uranium glass is perfectly safe. It just glows in the dark.
Yeah. Sure. So, and you're sitting there waiting. He comes by in a little bit. He puts down 2 bowls of stew and kind of just walks away. So Sam, so you're just muttering to yourself as you're walking along. Sakes of all, you guys start asking, and you go to the bar, and people are laughing. There's dancing going on. There's music being played and so forth. And you ask about the C2. They don't recognize the name. Then you describe the mole rat, and they're like, don't recognize the mole rat. Leaving there, you go to the next establishment next door. Same question, same set of not sure. It's getting towards evening. Guys are going around lighting torches here and there, or in some electric lights begin to kick on or turn over, and you can see shops are starting to close. A young girl, or maybe like 9-10 years.
I swear, if she says more I killed my baby, I'm going to be so upset.
Well, okay, thanks for coming tonight, folks. We're just going to end at this point. Way to go! Well, fine. Just ruin that for me and everybody else. I'm just going to give me a minute. I'm just going to delete that page out of the script. Oh, for the love of Pete! No, she doesn't
Okay,
say
Elon.
that. So she she looks at you and she says, she walks over to you, Saval, and she kind of tugs on your armor. She's like, "Hey, Mister, I hear you're looking for a mole rat. I know where there's one. I'll tell you for a cap.
Go swear, then you get the cap.
Then you can kill the girl. Then get the cap back." Like, okay, follow me. And moving with the supernatural speed that kids can move at, the three of you have a slightly hard time keeping up with her through the things. So in and out of people, and she takes you to a disused area. Trash and debris is piled up here and there. Garbage. And pulls back a section of sheet metal, and she swings it out of the way, and she looks around, and you can see she pulls a hook out, and she hooks it up, and she heads in underneath. So sitting there, when you eventually step through, are 4 mole rats. He has trussed them up. They are all dolled up like $2 whores. Makeup, eyeliner, paint on their face and so forth. Lipstick. They are wearing various, for lack of a better term, dresses. And you can see one of them sitting there, looking just absolutely miserable. Is C2. Yeah, C2 looks up, he looks around, and one eye is kind of like barely open because of the amount of caked on crap that she has on her, and he's looking. He's like, "Murr, murr, murr, murr."
What the hell are you doing? Why are you wearing makeup?
Murr, 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 murr.
What's
rolls his little hiney around to try to look the other way. Can't really do much because he's tied up.
I'm gonna look at the little girl.
She holds her hand up to Saval. My cap, please. And she looks at you, Sam.
I don't want Snake. He's Snake.
I'm not giving her a
And
cap.
I point to the guy with the eye patch.
She looks at you. Cap, please.
No.
Why?
You kidnapped him.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No.
What? Did he just tie himself up there?
While Snake is
maybe that's his. She's looking at you and is like, maybe that's his kink.
No, it's not.
I know his kinks, and this is not it.
While Snake is going back and forth with her, I'm going to sneak over to C2 and start trying to free him.
Okay. You tug on the knot, and the rope just falls right off. It's pretty much just like you would tie your shoes with.
I look at C2 and I go, "Well, you couldn't get out of that." Oh, this is pathetic.
He learned from you. You know that, right?
Dad.
You're not my real dad.
Oh yeah, so now this is how it begins. Oh, I take care of you, you ungrateful little
Mole rat.
mole rat. So he's like, and all the other mole rats are kind of looking at each other and they're like, and they all kind of stand up, and each one of them kind of like a little shimmy, and the ropes fall off. Hey, we're not done having tea. Everybody sit back down. Where's my cap? Looking at everybody.
No, you kidnapped Mole Rat. And I don't know what you're doing here with these other mole rats, but you should be ashamed of yourself.
She's on the verge of tears.
Oh,
Way to go, Snake. Way to go.
Look, I still have one more dosage of that tranquilizer, and I haven't used it yet.
Come on.
Just
come
saying,
on.
I'm restraining myself.
No, I say to C2, come on, C2, let's leave the big meanie here. And I walk out.
C2 walks over, and he picks up
No,
his.
I'm carrying C2 with me.
Okay. C2 kind of like gestures to the pile of stuff in the corner.
Oh, that's your. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's get your stuff back.
He gets his little fedora on, his little mole rat hat, and he looks down and he's like, "Merp, merp, merp, merp," and he kind of gestures with his poogie, and all the other mole rats are like, "Merp, merp, merp, merp," and they all follow. All but one follows along. The other one's still sitting there staring at the little girl. He's like, and she's at the point where you came in, you ruined her party. You didn't even give her a cap. You accused her of
It was Snake's responsibility for giving her the cap, not the rest of us. Snake's the one who didn't keep track of C2.
You're all
Therefore,
mean.
he needs to fork over the cap.
Not happening. Absolutely not happening.
Snake is being a big meanie.
Yep.
And Sabal and I can't stand being in the same area as the big meanie, so we're leaving.
You got two other mole rats, trundling along behind you as you're carrying them out. The girl's sitting there on the floor, crying her eyes out as you walk, and
As I get to the door, I feel really bad. I know Snake's not going to give her a single cap, so I glare at Snake and I toss the girl 2 caps to cheer her up.
Okay, she takes it. The mole rat that's sitting with her kind of just looks at you guys, looks at the mole rats leaving. You realize that he's dead.
Oh,
He falls back, just lays there. He's not moving. He's turkey, at that point in time.
That's sad.
Probably because of the amount of pain and dye that she put on him. But hey,
Yeah, we're getting C2 to get his face cleaned.
Okay.
Yeah.
He can't see one eye. I mean, it's literally
Yeah.
like you took a glob of road tar and stuck it there. So you all leave. You have 2 more mole rat you right now that are following you through, which is got everybody kind of looking at you all funny as you're carrying C2. And they're all, C2's dressed like a pimp, and these 2 are dressed like whores. So hey,
I will accept D2 with all of his proclivities. I'm not sure I'm going to accept any more mole rats.
okay.
Oh, can we sell these?
Yeah. You can find, probably not right now. Most of the shops are closed. You might be able to sell it to an inn or you might be able to find like a butcher or somebody who hasn't closed that you can sell it to. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't. I'll let you guys decide. But you probably won't be able to take them to the farm and let them run free with all the other mole rats.
So C2, where should these other mole rats go? Jeez. Surely you know where other mole rats hang out.
He kind of he's fidgeting while you're holding him, Sam, and he's trying to look over at Snake.
I'm trying to gauge how angry he is at Snake.
You can't really tell when you're trying to keep a straight face when given the fact that he looks like a mole rat clown.
Yeah, okay, fine.
So.
And I'm going to take pity on C2 and turn around so that way he has an easier time looking at Snake.
Okay. He looks at you and Snake, and he's, you ask the question, and he's like merp, merp, merp. And it's not an angry merp, it's just regular merps. And he's like looking, and the 2 mole rats, one sitting to either each one is sitting to either side of you, Snake. And they're looking at C2, they're looking at you, looking at C2, looking at Sam, looking at C2, looking at you, Snake. And he C2 reaches up with his boogie and kind of jabs you in the bottom of your chin, Sam. And he's kind of pointing at, and then with his other boogie, he's kind of pointing at the 2 that are down there.
I'm not carrying them.
And it tries to jab you again in the chin, but you moved your head out of the way. And he points at the other 2 down below.
I'm not carrying them. If you want to say something to them, say something to them.
And he's like, And he looks down. You can goes on for about a good 5 minutes. He's been in there murping back, and they're talking, and each one manages to shuck the burlap dress that they're wearing, and they kind of, they kind of like roll around in the dirt and get some of the makeup and stuff off. Not much, but they're at least not blinded like C2 is, and they kind of look at you. And they're looking at Sam, looking at Snake, and burping back and forth again some more, and each one finds looks for a spot that they can get out. They find a wall that they can poke their their heads through, and they kind of disappear into the thing. And he's like, "Merp, merp, 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 merp."
Yeah, let's go get you cleaned up. You look ridiculous.
Merp, 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 merp.
I'm not. Have you seen your reflection lately? It's bad. Fine. We're still taking you to get cleaned.
Okay, so the three of you resolving the issue with C2 and his bitches and hoes adventure. 6 o'clock rolls around for you and Miss Gray, Sally Sue. A second drink has been brought both of you, placed on the table. The stew is actually pretty good. Serving a mole rat and taters.
Ooh.
And about 20 minutes in, still no sign of Delphi.
Mm.
And the bartender comes over and he's kind of like fingers together nervously. He's like, "Where she's coming tonight?"
She told me she was going to be here at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Do you know where her office is?
He kind of just looks at you strange. Kind of points behind him and he's like, "Works for the merchant guilds. She's their troubleshooter. They have a problem, they usually send her to deal with it. So, no, I don't know."
Maybe she just got hung up then. We'll wait a little longer.
Okay, you wave me over if you need anything. I'll be here right away. And with that, he goes back behind the counter, kind of keeping an eye out. The staff is a little more attentive to people. Nobody's surly. The person that was butchering that the musical instrument on stage has been removed, and it is closer to 7 o'clock. The three of you have managed to get C cleaned, scrubbing all his nooks and crannies, primping the couple hairs that he has, and they got nice little curly, going on. And he actually looked pretty good. He seems, by the time you're done, you actually have to drag him out of the bathtub because he's actually having a good. And the three of you, the dysfunctional family that you are, 3 brothers working together with your, nephew and adopted son, and you all seem to just forget about all the strange things going on in the world.
Flush Sam with some water.
Snake slaps you down with the water.
Yeah, okay, I'll take the water, and I also take a rag and I start cleaning C2.
What? Wow, he's more mad at him than C2 is right now. C2's just like blowing bubbles in the water at this point. face down because he can't breathe water. Somebody roll him over quick.
Snake pretty much is too.
I
Go for
pull him out so that way he can't, so that way he doesn't drown. But at the same time, I'm still cleaning C2.
Yeah, okay. You realize that at one point in time, C2 stops splashing, but it's more because of the fact that he's like, face down in the water.
Boy.
Poor C2. This is what happens when Snake abandons him.
Yes, yeah, poor C2. You step in. Sorry, the two of you are still sitting there. A man dressed in brooms come in, look around, and head over to the table. And like, my name is Justice. I do apologize on Miss Fly's behalf. She's been detained, dealing with a situation at a dinner rendezvous with Miss Sally's. He looks at you, Miss Gray. Doesn't seem not. He just takes in the stride and friend, and get me on her behalf. If you haven't, it appears that you've eaten, but if you're still hungry, I can have that way. The three of us can sit here and discuss. How did she business arrangement?
Yeah, I'm interested in this business arrangement too.
Good. So he sits there and he's looking, and he looks around. The guy comes over and he puts 3 bottles of beer down, and he puts down some more old red stew. So, from what I understand, spoken to you briefly about possibly helping her or the merchants, in a little more freedom here.
What do you mean?
We can talk specifics. We can find out what we need to do. Possibly, get you. Well, we go along and we appreciate the fact Baron has been able to control and keep the this town going, but we also strive to be able to gain more than what we have, and we're looking for new avenues. Go out to explore, bring more caps in.
I perk up at the sound, the word of caps.
No.
What's stopping you from exploring these new avenues now?
I introduced Gray.
Oh, okay. They kind of just look at her. She chimed in, and he's like, "Oh, pleasure to meet you, Sally Sue's associates." Yes. He almost said underlings, but he kind of stopped them with that. He stopped himself with that.
We're all her underlings.
So, well, word of the business acumen that Sally Sue has brought to Oak Hallville and some of the surrounding areas, as obviously reached us. While we appreciate the avenues that we've managed to gain against the pencil pushers, and open up new markets. Our little, we're working now to get the merchants, various caravans back there. That disruption there, while we are grateful, it did provide setbacks to everybody involved. You Miss Gray, you have that same feeling when you talk to the guy at Oakallville. This is a Meister, if you've ever seen a used car salesman type. Very flowery as he talks and so forth, but he's not quite as looking down his nose at you guys are like they did at Oakallville. If Sally Sue was to say, "Oh, I don't know," work her magic here, perhaps we could see fit to provide her some perks afterwards. Now I can't go into the detail for the perks at this. Fair is fair. I mean, if she manages to get things rolling here, let's see about getting proper recompense.
What would you like me to do?
Right. That's what I was going to say. And to
Well,
be clear, what are you asking?
given the fact that you've expressed interest, and he holds his hands up and he's like, "Well, sorry, have you? So, are you interested?" Just to be clear.
It depends on what you want me to do.
Fair enough. I appreciate the honesty and the question being it. So I will take your interest back to the people that I report to, and I will see what they say, and I will go along and find you. I do know where you're staying. I did ask around. It wasn't that hard. I can leave you. I can leave a note. What we'll ask you to do, and it'll also say what the payback will be. We're doing that for us, and we'll go from there. And don't worry, it's all on Sally Sue. Go along and figure out how you points to you. How you choose to do it is entirely up to you. So, as long as the job gets done, that's all we care about.
All right, let's do that then. You get in touch with me, and I'll have to discuss it with my friends too.
Of course. There's no pressure. There's nothing that says And if you choose to walk away, no hard feelings. And he drops a small amount of caps on the table. Points at you. This is for the meal that you were paying for the establishment here. For making you wait and for giving up your time. Because after all, time is caps.
Time is caps.
With that, he stands up and he's like, "We'll be in touch."
I wave.
He waves to you, and he's got a smile on his face. This one, Miss Gray, does reach his eyes, but he looks like he thoroughly enjoyed himself as he was doing it. And he smiles, and he's like, "Enjoy your evening." That he steps up and he walks out of the establishment.
Yeah,
I turn.
don't trust him.
Yeah, I turn to Gray and ask her what she thinks.
Yeah, I don't trust him. But we'll see. Let's see if he relays this message to where we're staying, and we'll see what exactly they're asking. But I don't trust him an inch. I don't know that I even believe he really works for Delphi.
How do you know the meat is here then?
Well, he could have overheard. We asked the bartender. There's multiple ways.
I hear you. I gulp up the rest of my beer.
Hey, you guys finish up your meal. The meal's actually a pretty decent meal. And again, like I said, with everything that you've had, everything that you had and available to you and whatnot, was very good. And finish up, and you head where next?
I guess we should go find the guys, see if they found C2.
Yep.
Okay. So you go find. Okay, so you head back to the your place where you're staying. There and work it through. Yes, Sam. These guys they could probably give the pencil pushers a run for your money. Those guys were very good at what they did, and and yep, who knows? The next group to talk to might be you might want to go the opposite way and be both sides against each other. So sorry, in chat, Sam had mentioned about we're going to end up involved in a conflict between the merchants and the Baron. And while that's a possibility, you could always go, say, hey, heard this. What would you give us to do opposite? And that'll keep the mystery of you guys being agents of chaos, going a little bit longer. So you head back and you can hear, Merpin. Sounds of water. The three of them, talking, coming from inside your shared room.
Yep.
What's going on here?
Have we managed to get C2 mostly clean at this point?
Yeah. So you see, C2 looks like it looks like a clown exploded all over his face. So there's or he's been crying and his mascara's running. So
He
he's
used to
got
look a lot worse.
so he is his face is like raw rubbed pink. But you can still see that there's back around both of his eyes, like raccoon eyes, and it's running down his face. Remnants of bright, like cherry red lipstick is there.
Did we miss a party?
C2 got invited to a tea party, and it, yeah.
Why are there other mole rat here?
Oh, I thought they were gone.
Oh no,
they
they
left.
did, and as you guys were sitting there, playing around, one by one, they kind of walked in.
Oh, good grief! Is the dead one?
If the dead one's here, we have
dead-
a whole nother problem.
Are we even wearing clothes?
What is going on?
Well, no, because you guys were in the. That's optional. So I don't know if you
Please
guys
say
were or
yes.
not because you guys did get it. You're all soaking wet, so you looks like they had a wet T-shirt contest and Sam lost.
Well, I'm still wearing my jumpsuit. My jumpsuit's waterproof, so yes, I lost.
Does anybody need roll for limpness?
No, Snake's feeling pretty good right about now.
Please explain the dead one comment.
He's laughing the entire time.
He laughs like that
There's a little girl
in character.
There was a little girl who decided to have a tea party, and her guests were a bunch of mole rats that she had captured, put in sack dresses, and slathered on some paint as makeup. One of them didn't survive.
And he finds that hilarious. He was laughing almost the entire time.
Well, I found C2 space when we saved him. Hilarious.
And why are you guys all wet?
Had to clean C2 somehow.
Hmm.
And C2,
Okay.
and you know C2, he likes to make a mess.
At this point, you should just take him in the shower with you. Good lord.
There's no shower here.
You know what we mean.
There's a tub, but that would have just been more water for him to swash around.
That leaves more questions.
Yeah.
Well, snakes are only partially dressed.
Snakes always only partially dressed these days.
And the other two mole rats are just sitting there. They're just laying at the bottom, in the corner, by one of the footlockers, just sound asleep.
Well, speaking of partially dressed, what's the GM wearing?
Oh, I was wondering when you guys were going to ask. I was getting I was feeling a little left out. It was kind of nice today, so I just have, my jeans on and got a little champion, like not a t-shirt, but it kind of goes down below my elbows. It was, like I said, a little cool, nice day. Didn't get anything accomplished today, but that's okay. Some of those days are just as important as the day that you work your butt off and do everything. So that'll be my tomorrow, which, because I said that, it probably will rain now. I hope it doesn't for anybody who has stuff going on, but that's just my luck. So yeah, so thank you for asking. I do appreciate it.
No problem. Always our most important question.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
I am back. Calypso's still gone. Yeah, Calypso's back.
Yay.
Welcome back. So, yeah, you all. So, two of you are watching C2. He's kind of just laying on his back in the water. He kind of looks up, looks at the both of you. He's like, "Mer, mer, 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 mer." Points at his face, points at everybody here. He stands up, he waddles over in the tub. He kind of looks over at the two mole rats, and he kind of looks at the rest of the group, and he's like, he kind of shrugs his shoulders like, "Mer, mer, mer."
What are we going to do with them?
Snake had a suggestion. Whether or not it's a good suggestion, that's up to him.
Well,
That's up to y'all.
we're selling them into slavery, right?
No. Okay. How is that going to work?
We find a person who wants them and sell them.
You're not going to kill them, are you?
No. Why would I kill them?
Well, you're practically doing that by selling them.
I don't think so.
I think we should free them, let them be their own mole rats.
They already are.
And
Clearly
you
they're
want to
not.
take them and put them into bondage here? And then sell them?
Well, I figured sell them in bondage, but whichever order.
Why
You're
do
not
we
a
have
nice
to sell
person.
them? We can't just leave them alone?
I suppose, but they're just gonna keep following.
They'll get tired of following us, I guess.
That would be 2 more mouths to feed.
C2 is
True.
C2's fairly good at scrounging for himself.
Let's leave it up to C2.
Are we really talking about having a C3 and C4?
No.
Yeah.
They're not getting names. They're not getting names, otherwise then we'll get attached and then they'll never leave.
Nope. You already gave them names.
He starts splashing in the water. The other two mole rats kind of, reach up. One goes, the other one, the other one kind of just, looks, one eye, and goes back to sleep.
Snake's responsible for feeding them.
They are doomed. Yeah, I feed the mole rat.
This is
the mole rat.
At the end of the day, this is Snake's fault. Therefore, they are Snake's responsibility.
See how well that worked out for C2.
Yeah.
I mean, C2's still alive.
Hmm.
And he's coming to the realization that his father is utter shit.
Your dumb luck.
So there was a cook that was selling mole rat stew, right?
Several.
Might go around and ask how much for a mole rat.
Okay. Yeah, make me a charisma barter roll. You're inquiring about the.
Hmm.
Oh, jeez, those were awful rolls.
I'll have to see them, make sure they're healthy. We don't want to give people any kind of bad mole rat. But I can give you probably 10, 15 caps for each one.
Okay.
As long as they're healthy.
Oh, good to know. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
I'll go back and tell everybody that we can get caps for them.
really want to sell them to someone that's going to butcher them.
Well, I need about 20 caps, so this seems to be solving the problem.
You are a terrible person.
Well, I'm not selling C2. I'm selling the other stragglers.
What does C2 want? Have you asked C2 what he wants?
C2. Should I sell the other mole rats? Yeah, see, he's like fine with it.
He gets out of the, he takes off. Everybody, even you, Miss Gray, and you're standing over by the door. Get blessed by C2. And he walks over to the two mole rats, and he's like, "Merp, merp, merp, merp." And you can see he's trying to shoo them out the door. And they're looking at him, and they're like, "Merp, merp, merp, merp." He's like, "Merp, merp, 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 merp." And again, goes on for a good 5 minutes, back and forth, merping at each other.
I get the feeling that these other mole rats aren't particularly intelligent.
They're not the brightest bulb in the lamp. Yes, you realize that.
Yeah, C2's a rather special mole rat in that regard.
All right, get rid of them.
Sally's like, yep, they gotta die. They're drinking my beer. They're cramping my style.
They're smoking our cigarettes.
Yeah, you realize that as the day goes on, the mole rats, those two probably aren't the sharpest tool in the drawer. But they managed to find you guys and make it into the room. You realize that there's they crawled through one of the ductwork and came out the other side. But yes, you could, if you wished, part with them in however way you would want, or you could take them out and set them free in the wild and to be snatched by a giant flying creature and devoured midair.
Okay.
I mean, that's the normal circle of life in the wasteland, so that's not on us if that's what ends up happening, if we release them into the wasteland.
Well, we don't get caps for that.
I'd say we just take them along when we go to Sullivan's Joe and just release them out into the wasteland. They'll find other mole rats, and they'll potentially find other mole rats and live out happy little mole rat lives.
If you need 20 caps, I'll give you caps.
It will be a loan, and there will be high interest. Just be aware of that.
I'll do half of that, Sally Sue.
All right.
Sally Sue and I will give you 10 caps each. Do not sell them.
Fine. We don't have to sell them then.
Okay. Decision made.
Yep.
Okay, we'll take them out into the wasteland and release them there.
We will
Fine.
take them until we find a suitable home for them.
Fine.
We're probably going to find. We might actually find a decent place to leave them in Germantown. Who knows?
We'll know it when we find it.
Yep.
Start a home mole rats.
Oh, jeez. Don't make it sound
So
like that.
I look at C2 and I say, your responsibility now.
And he's about to start mouthing off, and he's like, and he accepts that. He looks like Alice Cooper right now. But other than that, all the other makeup is off his face.
Should we wash the other two off real quick?
Yeah, you can clean them up.
Sally Sue and I will wash them off. I feel like we'd be faster.
Okay, so
And less likely to hold their heads underwater and drown them.
C2 is breathing perfectly fine.
Are you guys wearing clothes?
Yes.
Yes, white t-shirt. Snake.
Okay.
Help
You want
to
somebody
think
to
of
smack him?
Roll for limpness.
I'm pretty sure I can go out and find a cattle prod if you really want.
Stay inside.
make me a
And Sally Sue?
Yes, you and Sally Sue. Make me an endurance survival roll. because you
Well,
realize
yeah.
For a wet T-shirt?
no. Well, no. That's no. So you realize that
I'll
as you get them
smash
closer
that.
to the water, it is like pretty much taking your cat to the vet. They are scratching and biting, and they are every inch of the way, even after you get them into the water.
I tell them if they don't stop wiggling, we're going to sell them to the closest chef.
P2. Translate.
One kind of looks at you, and it goes. It's like, and it sits in the water and it's kind of pouting. The other one, once it gets in the water, it's like, it lays on its back, eventually rolls over on its stomach. That's when you realize it's drowning. You have to flip it back over. They are not the brightest, not even close. So
This will be fun.
you eventually get it so that it you have to do mouth to mole rat resuscitation because it actually was drowning because it was trying to drink its way out of the tub. But she managed to get them cleaned up, and they're all scrubbed nice and pink and whatnot, and they clean up a lot better than C2 did, if the boys were playing with them. But they are clean. As clean as clean can be.
Good.
They're just sitting there. It's like, they're kind of like they're merping to each other. Like two little old ladies. Getting their nails done and their hair done and everything like that. Talking about their the grandkids and who Sally Sue's sleeping with today.
Mm-hmm.
Merp, merp.
No.
Unless you wish to leave to go out, Slocum Joe's, will you tell me when you're ready to go to Slocum's? If or how long you wish to wait.
Do we want to wait for the equipment, or do we want to just go ahead and go?
Is there any chance of fighting there?
It's the job description was literally just go to Slocum Joe's, retrieve some posters, come back. I'm just saying that there's not much information.
If it was easy, somebody would have already done it. So there's probably going to be fighting there. Yeah, we might want to wait for a gear.
Okay. So week 1 ends. You Sally Sue and Miss Gray don't hear anything from Justice this week. At the end of this week, you go back and see the weaponsmith about your rifle. He takes you up onto one of the roofs of the building. You can see he points to like 2 roofs over, and there's targets painted and sitting up on spots over there. You can see somebody over there, and they kind of like wave back to you guys. Just he asks, "It's like you can take your shots. Please don't shoot my son." Maybe, but no, I'm sorry, I didn't say that. No, don't shoot my son.
He's saying this to me and my
Yes.
new gun?
Yep.
Okay.
And he shows you. It's like the pistol's the pistol. You can see that the end of the barrel has a thread on it, and he takes another adapter, and he screws it into place, and then he drops the gun into the stock, and then he flips a latch over on top of it that covers the pistol itself. So pistol is not visible. The only thing that's visible in the pistol is the hammer sticking out of the back. And he says you don't have to pull it down. You each pull the trigger. It'll cock and fire on its own. And the only way to take it out is to take it all apart like that. If you need to take the pistol out to use the pistol as a pistol, it is 3 full actions. So it would be your
Okay.
entire round, opening it up, taking it out, removing the adapter, and then using the gun.
Okay.
You can see the spot on the side where you can load the ammo in. He hands you the pistol. He hands you back the ammo that you gave him. He lets you put it together at this point in time, so you become familiar.
Okay. On my sheet, I have this labeled as Peacemaker rifle, and then I've got my Peacemaker pistol listed separately in case I decide that I do want the pistol. Is that okay?
Yep, that's perfect.
Yeah, so I'm not going to shoot his son.
Okay.
I do want to practice firing at it. Is there like an old, like,
Oh, he's targets.
advertisement
He has
sign?
he has
Okay.
targets laid up across there. A giant, kind of like the bullseye you painted on the back of Snake's armor. So you go along, you kind of look out there. You're loading up, and you take a shot, and stops. He takes the gun. He stops you from shooting. Takes the gun back from you. Tweaks it a little bit. Adjusts the scope for you. He says, "Okay, let's take another shot."
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yep. So you punch a hole that's probably going in. It's probably the size of one of Sally Sue's pencils, maybe a little bit bigger than that. Coming out the back, it's probably the size of a juice glass. So maybe 3 inches in diameter, maybe a little bit bigger. So the sun comes out from where he is, looks at that, flips it around so you can see it, thumbs up. So you can
Okay.
spend as much time as you like up here, shooting, going through.
No, I think I'm good. And that adjustment he made after my first attempt, pretty good.
The weapon isn't whisper quiet, so it's not like a crossbow or a las gun, but the noise is you didn't disturb the guards at all. So there are some people are some of the guards are watching to see what's going on, but like nobody turned in your direction. There's no oh my god, what's going on type of deal. So that the weapon is does exactly what you're asking it to do.
Okay.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Cool. So, you can leave it in there. It doesn't affect. He said you can leave the pistol in the inside the stock its holder. It won't have any detrimental effects if it remains there. You can take it out, if you want to, but you can do as you please. But he seems rather pleased with himself.
Yep, I love it.
Cool. He's happy, and he gets to say that he made a weapon for Miss Gray, and he also gets to use that to kind of put a little couple of little feathers in his cap. Yeah, it's a win-win situation for both of you. So, happy. He's happy. You're happy.
Hip hip hooray.
Yay.
Oh. So you guys have another week. What is the group doing during that time?
I'm drinking a lot.
That's normal.
Okay.
During that time,
I heard from the people.
No, you have not. Or
Okay.
at least, sorry, for the remnants of this week, that when Miss Gray got her rifle back, you haven't heard anything at this time.
should we request an audience with the Baron?
Sure, I'm down for that.
Okay.
And I'm assuming both of you have told the rest of us about the meeting.
Justice and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So have we come to a decision as to whether we would, if we came into conflict, if we would be supporting the merchants or the Baron, or do we want to play both sides?
Still haven't really heard what they want us to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's worth hearing both sides of the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quest an audience with the Baron, see if maybe it will work for us, I guess.
Okay. How do you go about doing that?
Good grief. Is there any sort of...
Not like you can dial 1-800, ask the Baron.
I understand that, but I mean, is there... We know that his people have the checkpoint at the main entrance. Are there any other places like that where we could, say, reach out and say we have information from the Baron or one of his lieutenants?
Okay.
I'm-
Yeah, you do. You've been there long enough that and Sally Sue's notoriety has gotten around. It hasn't affected anything yet for people dealing with stuff in town, but they do know. Sally Sue is now a air quote known figure. Excuse me.
If that's a good thing or a bad thing, we don't know at this time.
So, everybody, including Snake, I'd like you to make a charisma speech roll. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. And finally, Miss. Okay. So, first of all, you are. So, during your downtime, you've gone back and forth, from the meeting with the doc, that provided the Dictol. George, who's the guy sitting there, he's still a week later. He's still counting tongue compressors, and yeah. Again, not the sharpest, sharpest tool.
Maybe we should give him the Morat.
You can love him and hug him and call him George.
Mhm.
But anyway, you're talking with him, and it's mostly like colleagues talking type of deal. But you strike, in the process of striking up the conversation, you ask him about the Baron, try to figure out how do you get an audience, how do you talk to them. Ray and Snake, you guys strike out talking with different people. Some of them were willing to take your information right there, and they promised to get it to the Baron, but nothing shakes out from that. He is willing to. He's willing to provide an introduction to one of the Baron's advisors, and if that person deems it necessary to pass that information on, they'll do so for you, or if it's better if you tell the Baron in person. He sets up a meeting with you guys that night.
Awesome.
Relay that back to the group.
Yes. And I'm going to let Sally Sue and Greg do most of the time, since they're the ones who had the first-hand introduction with Justice.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
you'll help. You'll have the
Oh.
questions.
I'll help, and I will... If you prepare a presentation for me, I will hopefully point at things on the presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sam, the group gathers that evening. It's at a private home. within the. It looks like it's a bunch of offices that were converted over to living quarters. Husband and wife. Wife's name is Samantha. Husband's name is Tom. They invite you in, and the doc's there, and drinks and food, and so forth and so. And you can see hanging on the wall of the home. There's a modified laser rifle.
I'd like to roll to see if I can recognize any of the mods that are on it.
Yeah, sure.
At a glance.
Yeah, sure. Make a science intelligence roll. Okay. The weapon has 3 barrels. It looks like they rotate with some sort of motor on their own, each one firing. There is a spot for at least 2 power cores, microfusion cores to go in. Microfusion batteries. I'm sorry, to go in. Some sort of targeting apparatus on top, scope of whatnot, and he catches you admiring that the weapon. It's like, yeah, it's the missus. It was a sharpshooter for the Baron.
Wait, the triple barrels would be an automatic barrel, though, right?
Possibly.
Interesting. Sam's gonna file that away for later. And do I want to ask any questions about it?
I don't know. Do you?
Do I?
Yeah.
Do you? Oh,
Yeah.
he's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, do I?
Can make a litmus roll?
Oh God. Shut up, Snake.
I said nothing. Right. I know.
I know.
I know. Oh,
Jeez.
yeah, jeez.
Sitting
I
here.
assumed that Snake was about to say something.
No, he wasn't.
But hey, endurance medicine it is. Go ahead, Sam. Ah.
Endurance, meds, 2 dice, attack skill, submit.
Oh, yeah. You're getting a little tight down there in the inseam.
Great. I hope my codpiece is covering it.
So, yeah, you're looking and you're like, yeah, need a moment. And they go back to talking. So he turns to Sally Sue and Miss Gray. So I understand from what the doc was saying that you had information that you needed to share with the Baron. I'll listen. If I think it's important enough, I'll get it to him. And if the Baron thinks it's even more important, we'll set up a meeting. Now, if he does say yes, he looks at Sam specifically, and he's like, that boy ain't right in the head, apparently. As he, Sam's over there trying to, adjust himself.
Great.
He's like, can't come armed to the gills like you are right now. That's the only thing. It's the only caveat. If the Baron says he'll meet with you, turns to Sally Sue. It's like, lay it on me. Share with what you got.
This is where I need Sam.
Why do you need me?
You're better at it.
Frick. Okay. So Sam, seeing Sally Sue starting to struggle, walks over to the table and starts to lay everything out. How Gray and Sally Sue met with one of Delphi's underlings, and how he presented them with a deal.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, one of Delphi's underlings. He said his name was Justice. Does that name ring a bell?
There is a justice, yes, that works for the various merchant guilds. Delphi, and he's like, as you know, is one of the troubleshooters for the merchants. Justice is one of her underlings. Please go on.
He said that.
He,
Sorry, guys.
he approached them with an offer for services that would, how did he put it, increase the power of the merchants or make the settlement more accessible to them. I think is how he put it.
Okay, and what did you tell him?
I looked to Miss Gray.
So we asked him to clarify exactly what he was asking us to do, which is when he said that he would send us a message to where we are staying with the additional details, but no message has arrived as of yet. We aren't entirely sure we should trust him, or we believe that he really was sent there by Delphi.
Oh, he's that individual would not do anything without her, her direct order, her blessing. The man is a.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by that?
Oh no, not his name's not Snake. He's
It's like, what are you trying to say?
slippery. His words are feeling unclean.
Are you calling me unclean?
Oh my goodness.
He looks at the rest of you. I'm not going to win here, am I?
Nope.
No.
We rarely do with him.
So, what is your reaction to hearing that Delphi and the merchants feel like they don't have enough leeway to do business?
If he had his if they had their way, they would go along and they would, run this place into the ground if they had the chance.
Mm.
But they are. We're trying to. Sits back and smoking a cigar. Try to maintain as much. We'll be honest, control over what goes on here. How things are in some of the other villas, and we realize that the more control we retain, the more prosperity we bring to the people. It's not like we tell them what to do, or we're making we're having everybody work in the mines, or slave and guns and such. We are. We were all, give you a brief history. We were all raiders at one point. We managed to claw our way out to try to rather than fight among ourselves. The various raiding factions within Germantown united. We built the walls, and we decided it was more economic. We make more caps by selling ourselves out to other people than it is fighting among ourselves over the scraps that are here. Started making money. The merchants needed guards. Merchants set up camp within the fortress. And now the merchants, well, they want more caps. And the way to get more is if we lose control over what contracts that the various mercenary guilds go out on, and it would be in the let's just say there's a town that people are a little resistant to, say, and have the water merchants come in. They have their own water source already. They would have their mercenaries go in, poison that well, or dynamite it, or otherwise make it inaccessible for the people, forcing them to have to buy water from the merchants. Now, and he admits, it's like, is our side all sunshine and rainbows? Well, no, we do our own shady shit, and I'll take ownership of that. That is how we are. The Baron may tell you otherwise, or use different words to say that. Should he? But yes, they've been pushing since the new Baron took over and he reined in their activities. He's been pushing to get more control back. Could they move openly against the Baron? No. Baron has a solid enough base of power here. But if they did, the place would burn, and the merchants and the caravans that go out from wherever would end up suffering the process. So right now it's a status quo. Gestures towards Sally Sue, and it's like, your exploits, already well known, from Oakhallville, and we would prefer that you don't, crash the economy here.
I don't want to be kicked out of here, too.
He nods and smiles with that.
Thank you for explaining it to us.
Sam, before you lose all blood flow, his wife goes over, takes the rifle down, it's unloaded, and hands it, and gives you a moment to fondle. Examine it.
Oh no, we all know what he's doing.
Yeah, we all know what he's doing. But
I take a moment to look down the sides. I check the 3-barrel. I check the 3 barrels, their alignment. I look at the stock to see how it can be adjusted, or things like that.
The weapon is custom crafted. So it's not a stock laser rifle. It is capable of, and as she explains it, each barrel is a different setting.
So it's not an automatic. It's just that the barrels are used to swap between various fire modes. Got it.
Correct. So one is capable of building up a larger charge, in which case it's a high-powered shot when it hits. Given the fact that it's an energy weapon, there's no kickback, and she opens up a small case that's sitting there inside her, a pair of heavy oven mitts that does get hot. So you gotta wear these if you're. That's the only drawback for the weapon, is the amount of heat that it releases. If you dropped it into a pot of water, it would have it boiling within moments.
Neat.
And you guys talk shop, and sitting there. Just out of mild curiosity, what did you do with C2 during all this?
Oh God, did Snake leave him behind again?
I've been quiet. I've been making up with C2. He's been hanging out with me.
Yeah, they're kind of bonding again. Reestablishing that that father mutant son relationship.
Freaky hybrid mutant relationship. Got it.
Yeah.
You just can't have it either way. You're a horrible father. Weird relationship.
I know. He's such a nudge.
I resent that. The proper term is curmudgeon.
Curmudgeon. Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
So, guys, talking back and forth. So he's sitting there. He's listening to what everything Sally Sue said, and I'll talk to the Baron and share this information with you. I would ask that you approach you with anything else here if you like. I ask that you if you choose to act upon it, which you'll probably be given some sort of task or something to accomplish, each one a little more disruptive or damaging than the one before. So if you choose to do that, I would a heads up would be appreciated.
As of right now, I'm leaning towards no.
No to the Baron or no to the merchants?
Yes.
But I will come to the source if and when I get a note from the merchants.
Okay. So he appreciates that. He said, Don't say no just yet. Let us know. We may ask you to say yes to feed, bring them along. But I again, that's my saying based my saying this being he holds. My saying this based upon the what I think we should do. How much longer do you think you'll be in town before you travel on? I know you're paid up for 2 weeks, from what I understand. I didn't know if you were waiting for someone or looking to do something.
Yes, we're waiting for your armor, right, Snake?
Yeah, I am a web too.
Yeah.
All of my stuff's
Damaged. Oh, okay. He listens to you as you say that. He's like, no worries. Okay, then take your time, do what you need to, and if they approach you, let us know. We'll share it. We'll share the information back with share that with the Baron and see what he says for that. Go from there. Interesting. Yes. You guys sit there, coffee of some form of something called chicory from, and it's actually pretty good. Anybody who is
we lose Phoenix.
Connection lost. Connected.
Uh-oh.
we have a user. We have a Saval too.
Can we kill him?
Which one's the real one?
Yeah, there can be only one.
I say we give them both a knife and make them fight
User
to
in
the
your
death.
channel timed out.
Well, that solves that.
Got rid of that filthy Saval person. Oh, I
Yeah.
Saval.
Filthy clones.
Coffee is not there. Where is coffee not there?
Are you sure it's not in one of the other books?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. There we go,
Uh,
coffee. So right now you guys are a bit wired. If you were in a combat situation, you would have had 3 extra action points.
Ooh, good stuff.
It is not irradiated and it is not addictive. You don't heal anything with it though. Yeah, it is the good stuff. You can get you can get powdered coffee. That gives
So it's very difficult to find real coffee in the wasteland these days.
and there's liquid courage, which is coffee, moonshine, Brahmin milk, or for various rare materials.
Mm.
But you need brewer to get that. So anyway, I digress. So you're at some point in time, it's late at night or after midnight before they eventually you get the hint. It's like, hey, time to go. You head back. You see C2 sleeping on the bed. He's sound asleep, all curled up. The other two mole rats are also sleeping on a different bed. Happens to be Sam's.
Great.
They're all stretched out. Realize that you thought it might have been like swamp gas, but it's no, it's swamp ass. They apparently have a flatulence problem and are making it shared with everyone in the room. But
I'm starting to come around to Snake's point of view, and you should seldom pursue me, maybe? It would probably be a mercy at this point.
We could sell you.
Well, it's too late for you to kill them because they're worth money now, so you just gotta live with it.
Great.
Excuse me. So they're sound asleep and they're just laying there. When you guys coming back in, you two does one and then just rolls over and goes back to sleep. We're going to call it here. We're going to have the rest of the week unless there's something that the group wants to do for the remaining week. Yes, Sally, you do get a note towards the end of the second week. Snake, you have Chunky Boy at this point in time back in your hands. The repairs have been done. The weapon has been cleaned up. It's actually in as good as, if not better shape than when you originally found it. New cowling covers the top portion of it. Armored hose snakes through the entire thing, get together and functional. That's not to say that it's not going to leak. If you use it as a baseball bat or take any damage. And the pilot light is it's actually a dual light. So he's managed to restore the original, and so that it lights off. There's a Zippo, like a Bic lighter at the downside where you would hold on to it, that you can flick, and it'll send it lights up at the other end, kind of like the things that you light like candles with. You stick it down inside the candle, but you're holding the other end, and you're not burning your hand. There's also a second light that the moment that you fire it the first time lights that particular light going, lights that particular ignition switch. So it will stay active, short of you again immersing it in water. And he kind of looks at you. It's like short of like you taking it and dunking it into the into a pool of water or something like that. This will stay lit. If you manage to dunk it in the pool of water, and he shows you, it's like all you got to do is some other light. Points at the second ignition switch. Get some other light there. Hold the weapon. Pull the trigger, and he blows both of them out. Douses them with. He literally takes it, dunks it in a bucket of water, so they both go out, and neither one comes back on. And then he lights it. He's got a long. He has a candle sitting there, and he pulls the trigger. You can all hear the hiss of gas. He approaches the candle, and you watch a small gout of flame from the end of the thing. It wouldn't be enough to hurt anything, or do any damage, I should say. And that second pilot light is lit. That second ignition light. So
excellent.
So it can get wet. Got to be able to, So if you don't have a book of matches or a box of matches to carry around with you, I can sell you some. I can sell you a box of 10 for like 2 caps if you want.
So I need to borrow, I guess, 10 caps from Sally Sue and Gray.
More?
Right.
Well, that
They
was
pay you?
okay. If you already did, then
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I needed 40 to finish paying for this, and I had 20 left.
You have enough now?
I have 1 cap left now,
Uh,
so I really am going to be
That's
shaking C2. Yeah.
You also go along and Now the other guy, the armor, he's like waiting on the rest of the stuff to arrive. And he gets a kind of wistful look in his eye. We'll measure you up and fit you in prison, and we'll make sure everything works for you, and then we'll get you into your armor. Should have it here. Should have it ready to go within the next 2-3 days at the most.
And
Excellent.
with Sam's armor as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Your armor is done. We'll deal with it all at the same time. Get you fitted, make sure everything's working, and pick a weapon of your choice to test fire with to make sure for the stability. Harness that you are in or given does have a bit of weight behind it, so melee weapon wise, you're going to be a little bit slower. So if you have to engage in close combat, to move that arm and get it out of where it is to be able to swing with it, once it's locked into position, it's going to be a little tougher for you. But that's more of a complication than anything else at that point.
And Sam's almost completely swapped over to guns at this point, so
Yeah. But that would be the only oddball thing that you might have to worry about. But again, you'll have a chance to put it through its paces at that point in time and see what you can and you can't do when you're rolling around with it.
you're going to be using side piece for that.
There's no
ammo is too expensive.
Yeah, that's true. You're right about that.
Yeah.
There is no extra gear or equipment that has come into town. You do realize the Swamp Rats won the competition to get the typewriters. They managed to sell those for close to 300 caps by the time they were done, which was enough for them to purchase some additional weapons and gear. Surprisingly, from what you understand, some of the stuff that you guys brought in and sold. So they're happy that they actually thank you. They don't give you anything, but they thank you personally. It's like for the gear that you sold to the merchants here. Caravans have started to move, not as many as normal from some of the grumbling, but a lot of the guilds have gone along and started to move people out. You actually get to watch a water caravan leave. Several pack Brahmin pulling large metal drums, cylinders, laying flat on top of the back of wagons, with that guards riding along. All of them saying, some say water, drink, water, clean. On the side, the word "I clean," emblazoned across some of them. So some of the stuff is starting to flow, and that's around the same time when some of the caravans leave. That Sally Sue receives a missive to meet with Justice again. That we will, if I'm correct, Saval, tell me if I'm wrong, pick up in 2 weeks. Okay. With that, I turn it over to our outro.
This broadcast of As the Wasteland Burns was brought to you by Galaxy News Radio and our sponsors at Vault-Tec. Better living underground. Now with red, white phosphorus.
Foot plugs.
Yay!